It's the cool Bible guy!
What's up, guys? It's Steve, the cool Bible guy.
Stephen, can you hear me?
Today we're going to be talking about the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 9. It's a verse from the Old Testament of the Bible. But as always,
You know the drill.
we're going to set your intentions for this Bible hangout in the comments because a person who aims at nothing hits it with amazing accuracy. So let's be intentional and on purpose today and make sure that our time is well spent. So let's get into the verse. The verse goes, "He is the faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments." This verse emphasizes the faithfulness of God and highlights the idea that God keeps his promises and shows steadfast love to those who are faithful to him and follow his commandments. It underscores the importance of loyalty and obedience to God's commandments as a way to receive his blessings and favor. This is easier said than done.
What?
Because in the world today, a lot of bad crap happens. And sometimes you're trying to wonder, sometimes so bad, like to the point where you even wonder if there even is a God.
Yo, man, you believe in God?
It took me all 32 years of my life to figure out how to do this. Kind of like release myself to him and actually say, like, look, this is your game, this is your call. I'm just a pawn on your chessboard and you need to move me wherever you need to move me. Like, letting go like that is hard.
Are you okay?
Especially for someone like myself, as you guys have known from past videos, is that I like my routines. I like to be in control of my schedule. I like to do these things a certain way, and I want to do what I want to do. You know, I don't really I'm like choking and dying over here. So I don't really want to follow someone else's plan. It's hard for me, you know, when I bang a bunch of different opportunity paths and none of them ever seem to work out, and I finally just throw my hands up and said, "Fine, man, whatever, God, where do you want me to go?"
I want you to decide what's right for me. I surrender to your will.
You've got a plan for me. What is it? And then I'll just follow. That's what brings this verse into play, where you have this ultimate promise that you can take his promise to the bank. So that's what I mean by it. What significance does Deuteronomy 7:9 have on your life today? So it embraces the principles of faithfulness, love, and obedience. Let's see, 5 things here that you can talk about. So the faithfulness and trust in God. Living out this verse will actually allow you to cultivate a deep trust in God's faithfulness. It'll allow you to remind yourself that God is reliable and that he is true to his promises. And you'll start to see that. Not immediately, but definitely, for sure. Wow. It'll also allow you to practice faithfulness in your relationships and commitments, reflecting the faithfulness of God, which is a big freaking deal in today's world, because with today's social media world, and we have a different way of looking at things, and religion is one of those things, and especially in terms of relationships and commitments, one with God and one with other people in our lives, whether it's our spouses or somebody else we care about. Like, when you can increase your commitment and your commitment is seen as rock solid and ironclad, people will gravitate to you.
Damn.
And you don't need a ton of great relationships, but I've seen this in comments on YouTube videos. There's a cool video about like 2 people who are great friends, or when there's like a really funny video where like a guy's wingman does something over and above for his best friend so that he can get the girl. Man, I would kill to have a friend like that.
Better get his paws on you. You know I love you.
That's how important that is. That one relationship, you know, with God will flow through you and allow you to build those relationships with other people. That's what I'm talking about with this. You know, increasing faithfulness and trust in God will allow people to increase faithfulness and trust in you, because you'll adapt it as part of your personality. Number 2, love and compassion. This verse allows you to show love and compassion to others as an expression of your love for God. Treat people with kindness and understanding. Extend forgiveness and grace, mirroring the steadfast love that God has for those who love him. This is I think it's Stephen Covey in the 7 rules for, butchering this title.
Jesus Christ.
7 habits of highly effective people.
Good job.
And one of the best ways to communicate he has in there is seek to understand, then be understood. And I think that's a great, in terms of love and compassion, when we have conflicts with other people, if you can understand, like, where's this person coming from, you start to build that love, that empathy, that compassion for other people when you understand where they're coming from. So once you understand them, then you can now say something that probably will be understood and received well by the other person. Let's move to number 3, obedience to God's commandments. This verse will help you study and understand the teachings of the Bible, seek to live a life that aligns with God's commandments, and actively make choices that honor God and reflect his obedience to his principles. And if you follow the 10 commandments, you're probably going to be living a really great life.
Nice.
Obviously, don't steal, don't kill people, don't cheat on your spouse. I mean, guys, this is the basics. It'll help you get that right. God gave you these set of commandments. He said, if you abide by these, you're going to live a great life. That's his promise. So do that and watch what happens. Then you go to number 4, generational impact. This verse actually helps you recognize that your choices and actions can have a positive impact on future generations. You basically want to strive to leave like a legacy of faithfulness and love. You want to share your faith and values with others and influence those around you to also follow in God's ways. So the point of the quote is, as a parent or grandparent, when you set the example, you're not just setting the example in that moment, you're setting the example for the next couple of generations. Because if you're setting an example for your son or daughter, they're going to set an example for their kids, and then they're going to be a grandparent to their kids' kids, and you're basically influencing an entire generation. And when you as a parent look at your kids that way, you realize you're not just parenting your children, you're parenting 2 or 3 generations behind you. You think a lot more about the things you say, you think a lot more about the things you do around your own kids, because you realize the level of influence you have is tremendously larger than you think it is initially. And it's certainly much bigger than the moment you're in. Lastly, we're going to talk about number 5, prayer and reflection. Basically, you want to reflect on the actions and decisions you make every day. Consider how they align with the principles of faithfulness and love that are outlined in this verse. And then, as we already kind of talked about, your decisions have larger impacts than you think, whether it's the words or actions. You just want to think about those things. And when you have the ability to stop and think a little bit more, they are certainly going to help you with your long-term relationships and your commitment with God, your commitment with others. Everybody's got a different life situation, and the application of these principles will be unique to everybody else. So everybody's on their own journey. Enjoy it. And however you want to build this thing, it's between you and God. So do it that way. Do it however you guys want. And, stay as close to God as you can.
Beautiful.
So let's end on a prayer. God, thank you for your faithful love. I can't lose it. I can't earn more of it. Your love is more limitless and abounding than I could ever imagine. Thank you for freely giving it and teaching me how to freely love others. In Jesus' name, amen.